close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Karl Smith from the UK Hypnosis Academy. Hope you're well, hope you're fine. Just a quick one. How's the sound for you tonight? It should be a lot better, actually. So I hope you're well, hope you're fine, everybody. Mario, my sincere apologies for you to start off with is that I missed you this morning. I shall contact you in the morning, but I hope you're well, hope you're fine. Just on that, tonight we're going to be talking about idiomotor response. I'm going to give you some ideas and some things that you can take away with and go utilize it. So how was your weekend anyway? We didn't have one on Friday. It feels like we haven't been here for ages, but actually it was only just 3 days. But on the same token, it's great to be back and to do that. It's they've had a bit of an outage on this thing, and I don't know what they've done, but anyway, it's just one of those things. So yeah, we're going to be talking about idiomotor responses tonight. I'm going to be talking outside of the box as well. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff that I've done working with military people that have had certain parts of their limbs blown off and stuff like that, where they haven't been able to do it, but yet we've found a way of going around it. So it's about doing that, and hopefully tonight you'll take away with you some ideas and some concepts that you can utilize. So let's see what happens from there. So an enormous amount of things coming on there. Good. So as long as you all had a good weekend. So Levi, great to speak to you today, my friend. Hope you're well, hope you're fine. And I hope you got my message. So that's good. So Levi's won tonight. Briandon, I don't know where he is, but he's lost out. He normally gets the brownie points. Subliminals for you. Stevie, hello, my friend. Hope you're well, hope you're fine. James, hope you're well in Bulgaria. Who else got it? Shane Swaney, hope you're well, my friend. Eric, I did notice something you put on there. I'm more of a toffee type person rather than butter. But anyway, we'll talk about that another day. Where are we? Eric, as I just said there. Mario, hope you're well, hope you're fine. Jules, I got your message. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Max, hope you're well, hope you're fine. Arita Nonna, you're right there. Eddie, Abraham, I hope you're well over in Mexico. Hope you're all well and together there. Colette, hope you're well. Hope you're keeping your better half in check as well and going there. So it's all good. Jackie Brennan, hope you're well. Great to have you the weekend. Guys, don't forget we had the presenting your presence weekend this weekend. So those people who missed out, don't forget the recordings are available. But on the same token, yeah, just give some insights really on how to do some stuff. Blew the heads up on day one and then gave some simplicity on day two. So hopefully that worked out quite well. Hi Vic, hope you're well, darling. Hope you're well, hope you're fine. Peter Cripps, hope you're well. Janet Stanley, hope you're well, hope you're fine as well. And Simon, there you are. Good. Simon, and there you go. Good, Colette. That's always good to know. Keeping him in check. That's good. There we go there. Yeah, there we go. All right, don't want you two Barneying over your breakfast. Okay, so we're going to be talking about idiomotor responses and about how to utilize them. First off, if those people who don't know what idiomotor responses are or what we use in the concept of in the hypnosis world, they're about using body parts. You notice I said body parts to elicit a response from the subconscious, unconscious monkey brain and asking it direct questions. One of the first things that I am going to bring up is about that I was watching a training video the other day by somebody who obviously didn't know what they were doing with idiomotor responses and teaching, is that there are no grey areas. Well, I like to say that. I like to say that there are no grey areas when dealing with idiomotor responses. It is yes and no, no maybes. It's as simple as that. When you're working with idiomotor responses, it is a brilliant way, an amazing way to do stuff. Guys, somebody's just said there's no sound. There should be sound. We've got sound. The outer sync is to do with StreamYard. There's nothing I can do with that at the moment. So yeah, we're going to be talking about idiomotor responses that are in conjunction by using fingers, by using arms, by using legs, by using toes if necessary, to elicit a response from the subconscious, unconscious. And like I said a minute ago, is that it's yes and no, but no maybe. And I saw somebody doing some maybe the other day. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that being out of sync tonight. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a glitch that I've been told about StreamYard. I wish I hadn't bloody used it tonight now. But the key thing is that we'll get the message out there. If you just get yeah, I know it just seems weird. Some people get really good pictures and some people don't. Anyway, the point being is that when you're using idiomotor responses, it's really pertinent, really important that you realize that there is yes, no, there is no maybes in this. And like I was going to mention a minute ago, is a great way, a really good way to understand and get involved as an investigator, because when you are working when you're working as an investigator with this, sometimes, sorry, not investigator, when you're using idiomotor responses, sometimes you're not going to get the answers you want, or where you're pushing it, and it's being awkward and it's being a pain in the backside. But the key thing is about just staying with it, and you as the hypnotist being able to reframe and rechange it. I mean, we are in some ways trying to get the subconscious, unconscious to give us the real answers. But when we're trying to get change, sometimes coming at it from a different angle or saying it in a different way will elicit that. Hi, Lisa. And the key thing is about eliciting those responses however you can. And sometimes when you've got a really stubborn subconscious, unconscious monkey brain, you're going to get a, can we do this tonight? No. Is it possible to make changes tonight? No. Is it possible to do anything tonight? No. You know, those type of things there. Whereas if you change it around, hi Matt, if you change it around, by the way, if you're there, Matt, just update just give us an update on your stop smoking. Is that when you're using idiomotors, it's about getting that, about using every which way you can to elicit the response that you need for that moment. And the subconscious, unconscious can be a pain in the ass. And I've sat there before and it's gone, no. Is your name Karl Smith? No. And you're like, what have I got to do? But it's about rejigging it, reframing it, and making it what you can do. And it's great fun. I really do enjoy doing it. And I'm going to go into some of the things that I have done before where I've had to think outside the box due to the fact of some people, when we teach idiomotor responses, that we do it in a certain way, but we fail to give the creativity to the hypnotist to then do certain things as well. The key thing about it is being very direct, and this is why I love it, because it's direct. I love the direct fashion of direct communication to the subconscious, unconscious monkey brain straight away. And the key thing about that is that gearing yourself up and having the confidence to do it. And I know a lot of people, good evening, Karen, and when people talk to me and they say, well, I don't know if I got the confidence or it didn't work, it's about plugging away with it. It's about plugging away with what we're doing, and literally learning by failing. That's all I can keep telling people. That's all I keep doing. But idiomotor responses are great. Now, here's one for you. Good evening, Julie. Here's one for you. When we teach idiomotor responses, one of the key things is that the first thing I want to bring up is safety. Whenever I'm dealing with this, it's always right. And you'll always notice with my work that I've got the clients opening their eyes, closing their eyes, open their eyes, closing their eyes, open their eyes, closing their eyes, all the way through the session. If I'm going to go for idiomotor responses in a moment, I'll get them to open their eyes. And then what I'll do is, in a moment, I'm going to touch your hands. In a moment, I'm going to touch you on the knee. That's going to come. You're going to think, some of you are like, hang on a minute, what are you on about here? I'm going to touch you on the knee. I'll touch you on the elbow, or I'll touch you on the top of your arms. And that's where I want it, the signature to come from. It's really important that to not alarm the client, that you pop their eyes open and just say, okay, we're going to do something in a moment. You're going to feel the pressure on my hand, on the back of your hands, on the front of your hands, on the top of your shoulder, on your knee, or wherever you want the idiomotor response to come from. Wherever you want the idiomotor response to come from, like I just said then. And the thing about it is, and what I'm giving you tonight is I want you to go away and go play with it, right? Just go away and go play with it and make it yours, because this is how I learned to do ideo-motor responses. Now, the key thing is about being absolutely clear on what you're talking about when you're performing ideo-motor responses, because there's no could be, maybes. It is, are we able to make changes tonight? Yes or no? And then we're going to go about it that way. The key thing is about a list, getting the body part that you need to move to know which one it is. And I know I'm teaching people fundamental basics here, but I am gearing myself up to take you a little bit stage further in a moment. So traditionally, people are taught ideo-motor responses this way, hands down. My personal preference is inverting the hands and doing it that way. So what you're doing is that you're sitting there like that and then getting the responses. So traditionally, people are taught like that. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no. There is no maybe is what I meant to say. Yes and no. So move any finger or thumb on this hand to represent yes, do it now, like that. Move any finger or thumb on this hand to represent no, do it now. Good. Then we have a yes, no response. We've calibrated, we know where we are. Now, the key thing is that we're taught like that. I've found by inverting the hands and doing it the same way, answer for yes, answer for no, is that I get to see all those little micro movements that you normally wouldn't see or it won't do. And that's something that I recommend any of you do. Instead of doing it that way, do it that way. Invert their hands on the same way. So you just invert the hands and just do it that way and just watch them twitching, moving and stuff like that. So the key thing is about identifying your yes and no point of origin straight away. Yes or no. Doesn't matter whether it's left or right. I saw somebody say the other day, it must be on the left hand. What a load of shit. They obviously haven't seen a lot of people before. Chris Beach West, let me just answer that question because I always answer questions as they come through. Hi, Carl, new here. Would hypnosis potentially help with getting over social anxiety and meeting new people? Absolutely, my dear friend. It is a job that I do every single day. So we identify the yes and the no. Now, some of you may have picked up earlier, I said any body part thereof. Is because, and I want you to start thinking about this, the next time that you're having a fun time with hypnosis and maybe doing a practice session, is maybe using another part of their anatomy. I've worked with people before where lower parts of the arm have been blown off, but I've used from the knee down. So if they've still got their legs, basically, to use their legs is that ideo-motor response. So instead of using the hands, I just get the foot to move or twitch left or right. So I just tap the foot and just say, I want you to move your left leg, left or right now to indicate yes. I want you to, and I tap the right leg. I want you to indicate yes or no now, and then do it that way. Same procedure, but just using a different part of the anatomy. I have worked with people that unfortunately have lost both lower limbs and forearms, and all I've done is that the slight part that's left is that we've used that part as well. There's nothing stopping you doing it. All right, it's just people haven't told you to do it before. So the thing is that use anything you can. But the other thing that I'm going to bring out here, the other thing that I'm going to do is, do I look like I'm underwater? Most probably, Brenda. It's to do with, and let me tell you now, it's to do with a setting that's gone on there. Let me just change this. Okay, is that better? That should be better now. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. Cool. We should be back online now. How's that, folks? I should be back in sync now. So yeah, let me come back to that. We've got body parts. We've got body parts that we can use and stuff like that. Okay, and to develop that. All right, you can use that, but don't be shocked for those people if you are sitting there and you've done this, and you've tapped on their left hand, and you've gone, give me an answer for yes. And then the left leg moves, because that will happen. That will happen, all right? That will happen. Hi, Sarah. So, you know, if you sit there and go, give me an answer for yes in this hand, move any finger or thumb in this hand, dink, like that. But then all of a sudden their leg goes. Take that as an answer as well. Look at the whole picture. You know, when people sit there and they just go like this, just look at the hands, and they're teaching like this, and it's like, move that and move this. That's all well and good, and it works. It's very classical, very, very good. But on the same token, the key thing is that you adapt. You have to adapt to scenarios. And that's one of the key things that I learned when working with military and emergency services people that had lost limbs. Not just them, but in the experience I've had more of that than anybody else. So that's something to consider. The thing is that when you're working with idiomotor responses, and I'm going to keep saying it, make sure that you are very clear and concise. Yes and no. There are no maybes, right? Maybe we could do that today. It'll just go no, yes, and you'll be confused. You won't know where it's going. Keep it in a line. When you're working with somebody, don't forget, come away from this and maybe invert the hands, or go for lower limbs, go for their legs, go for, if they have unfortunately lost parts of their body, use any other part thereof to get that movement. If you can't get anything like that, I've had move your head in a direction that means yes, do it now. And they've gone, give me an answer for no, do it now. Like that. There is nothing stopping you doing this. My job is to impart this, what I've done in the past, to then show you, you can go away and go do it. And that's the key thing there. All right. Go away and go practice these things and go utilize what I'm giving you. And don't fear and don't think, well, I was taught like this and I must stay like this. Bollocks, don't stay like that. Invert the hands. Have a go like this. It's far more effective as well. So have a look at that. Let me just see if there's any in here. If you get any no's, would you reverse the reference signals from one hand to the other, e.g. next session? It all depends, and I play around. I play around in a session if I've got this type of stuff going on. If that's going on, I will you know, just tweak it and play around with what's going on in that session. So you know, you really could tweak it that way. But if you keep getting no's, reframe it, try tweaking it and reframing it and playing around with it and see what happens about it that way, Mario, because you may well be asking the wrong questions. You know, little things like, do you really want to change? Do you really want to make this change today? Yes or no? If they say no, I think you got your answer already. If they go yes, and then they go no, think about reframing where you're going with that. Think about reframing what you're doing on there. Yeah. Is somebody trying to tell me something? Yeah, it's all right. People are trying to tell me it's out of sync. I know. So the thing is that that's something to consider as well. That's something really consider. Changing the way that you're working, just changing the wording, changing how you would normally approach it. You know, and I would, Mario, if they keep getting no answers, ask them things like, is your name, and ask them their name. And if you get a no, then that's something to think about. Hi, Mel. So there's something there. Good. Any more questions while we're coming through? But yeah, you know, really do look at that. Look at the way that you're doing things. Idiomotor responses are really good and real good fun. I loved it. I love working with idiomotor responses, to be brutally honest, and just sitting there and getting them to get the yes and the no, and just figuring out that, getting the responses, figuring out the way that I'm going to attack the next question, pausing, because don't forget, you've got time on your hands. You've got time. All right. Some people think, oh, I've got to get the next question out. No, just pause for a moment and give yourself enough time to think about it and calibrate through it as well. Like I mentioned a minute ago about if things aren't going right, at least you could sit there and just, you could just tweak it and change the wording and then coming at from a different angle as well. And like I said, ask them their name. Ask them, you know, if their first name's this, ask them if it's that. And if it says no, you're up against either, well, you know, at the end of the day, you're just battling something that doesn't want to do. So I'd come away from Ideo-motor responses and go for a clear out and then go do it again. I'd come back in later on at a different angle. So I hope that answers it. But yeah, you know, so many training schools just stay with that whole let's do that. I invert the hands, and what we do to teach as well on the diploma is about using legs as well, using other parts of the body, the other parts of the anatomy to do it as well. So if you do get caught out, because it's about that. So guys, you got any questions so far? But the one thing is, if you're new to this, hi Anita, if you're new to this, is about making sure that you're clear and concise. So important. So important. Can you calibrate clients' yes or no's response with body part before client goes into hypnosis? Oh yeah. Yeah, there's nothing stopping you doing that either. There's nothing stopping you from ascertaining body language and figuring out what they're doing prior to that. But are you talking about prior to them going into the theatrical side of hypnosis, or are you talking about that that pre-talk? Because if when you go into the theatrical side of it, the eyes closed and all that type of stuff, that's when you pick it up. You can calibrate from there. Yeah, so there's that. So I hope that answers your question. Any more questions? I'm trying to make sure I ain't missed any, because I did get a message the other day. Oh, you didn't do that. Done that one. Brenda, yeah, that should be resolved by now. Good. Hi, Mel. Hope you're well. See that. You know, you've just got to, when you're doing this, you've just got to be able to play around with it and do it yourself. But it's one of the key things that I love showing young new hypnotists is the power of Ideo-motor responses, because it's so clear to cut down to it. And the interesting thing is that if clients don't even know it's happening as well, that's a brilliant thing. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. The other thing as well is that I had a client the other day, and I inverted the hands and they were on their leg, and all of a sudden their hand just started to go up into the air and then just dropped down. And then their hand went up into the air and then just dropped down. Is this what you want to do? Do you want to let go now? Yes or no? And then it came up like the yes hand and then dropped down. And at the end of it, I'm like that. Did you feel your hands raise up into the air and then drop down? They went, no, didn't have a clue. It's really fun. That's the key thing about it. That's a great question. How can you tell if you fake it? Story of my life. How can you tell if they fake it? I think with experience, you learn about watching people to know if they're in hypnosis, and you know when it's fake. And that's the key thing now. And I think that comes with time, that comes with doing that. But the thing is that if you think somebody is faking it, get them to open their eyes. Go, can you feel that? Is that deep down? And you know, it's a case of then just saying you're only kidding yourself. But mind you, if you've dropped them in and done enough work and the pre-talk and enough work in them already, and you've been in and out of hypnosis, then you can do, you'll know. It's the same as I wouldn't do this. High roll is that I would not do this at the beginning of a session. I tend to do my normal preamble, detox, get that belief system fired off, and then go for something like this. I wouldn't go for it necessarily straight away. So that's something to consider as well, is that do the detox and, or something, or whatever you want, whatever you choose, and then go for this, because you'll have hypnosis, and it'll cut down that element there for you. It'll cut down the chances of somebody literally just bullshitting their way through it. So there's another way as well, and for some people, and I know him very well, and I'm going to get him on here one night, is Bob Burns' Swan. Now, you can take it as however you want. You can think it's spiritual, you can think it's energy, you can think it's Ideo-motor or you can think it's woo-woo. I don't care, and I don't think Bob gives a shit either. But on the same token, Bob Burns' swan is a great way of using idiomotor, in my opinion, idiomotor responses. If you choose, Mel, it normally is the therapist. It normally is the therapist that needs the convincing, not the client. If you've not seen Bob Burns' swan, I'm going to talk about that. You know, at the end of the day, about looking like literally like that, having your hand spun round. You bet, go, please. I'm going to get Bob on to discuss this and talk us through it and maybe do a demo on it. But the idea is that having the swan like that and literally concentrating on your hand and looking at your fingers and then asking yes, no answers to your hand. And if you concentrate on your hand long enough, just focus on one point and just sit there and just go, focus, and then just ask your hand just to turn. You'll know if you're doing it, because what happens is your hand just jolts. My hand jolts around. I've seen people just do fast ones before, but the Bob Burns' swan, if you've never heard of it before, go have a look on the internet and only watch Bob do it, because there are some idiots out there that have got YouTube channels that have copied it. But go to Bob Burns' swan. I think it's idiomotor responses. I think it's subconscious, unconscious. By the way, has anyone trained in the swan before I sit here? Self-swanning is a real, yeah, it is. Yeah, if you sit there doing the swan, if you sit there and put it on a table, not like I am here, put it on a table, focus on a point, and then ask your subconscious, unconscious to move any finger that represents yes or no, it'll happen. I'm actually doing this for show purposes, by the way. And then if you say, give me an answer for yes, do it now. Then you can ask yourself lots of little questions as you're going through, and you'll just see it like that. It's a brilliant way. It's a brilliant way. It's a brilliant way of working. And I think it's an idiomotor response. However, it's up to, you know, Bob's got his opinion. I've got my opinion. I'm sure everyone else has got their bloody opinions. But like, opinions are like arseholes, aren't they? Everyone's got one. So the key thing is that what you want to do is have a look at the Bob Burns swan. A brilliant way of having a look at it. Yeah, good. Levi's got it. He's got the, well, Jesus Christ, that shows how long ago that was, Eddie. You got it on a DVD. You know, us younger children, us younger people in here, we don't know what DVDs are, you know. Yeah, Mario likes it as a convincer. And who was that just then? Yeah, I've used the swan, and you're right, Carl. It's weird. I mean, to be quite honest, you know, when you're sitting there and you do it yourself, I sat there earlier practicing with myself. Actually, I sat there doing something, and like literally, if you've never done the swan, put your arm on a table like so, hold your hand so it's nice and floppy, and just sit there. And you can, if you want to, ask your hand to turn towards you. Don't force it. You'll notice it. It'll just do it itself. Or you can just ask it yes or no answers, yes or no. Move any finger that represents yes, do it now. Now what I'd like that powerful subconscious to do is to move any finger that represents no, do it now. Dink. Like that. So then you've got that. It's a great way of doing it as well. It's a great way. And I'm going to get Bob on. I've already spoke to Bob about it. He's going to come on and chat with us and go through some of the processes he used and what he thinks it is. All right. And what he thinks it is. And what his belief system is. I think it's idiomotor responses. Some people believe it's spiritual. Some people believe it's energy. Some people believe it's to do with unicorn stroking. I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. So yeah, so that's a great way if you've never done that. But yeah, I tend to get people to move their hands all the way round like that, and then all the way down like that. And I have seen him do a demonstration before where he's had people change the depth of voice. They sound like females are starting to sound like blokes, and blokes have a higher pitched voice. There's loads of things that go on in absolute complete gobbledygook as well when it comes out their mouth. But even still, that happens. But that's a great idiomotor response to use. But like I said, and I like always coming back on myself because we're halfway through, is I like to make sure that when you're doing this, when you are doing this, it's vitally important that you do keep it as clean as you can, that you keep it clean, that your language is clean all the way through, because otherwise you just get into a mess and you never know what it is. And it's good. And don't fear, never fear using another body part. And I would love to see some of you people even if you use the head one, where you just get them to sit there and just go, indicate with the movement in your head and answer for yes. And they just do that. Indicate with an answer for no, do it now. Like that. It may be subtle. It may just be a twitch. It might be a twitch. But I've done it before. I've played around with these things because they're the type of things that you want to look at. They're the things that you want to really, really master and learn and understand, because there's no point just sitting there with that whole, oh, yes, no. It works brilliantly. But there are other methods that do it. And like I said as well, if you are in a practice, group, try it by using their legs as well. Use their legs. Move one of your legs now to represent an answer for yes. Do it now. Twitch. Good. Thank you very much. Now I want you to move another leg that represents the other leg to represent no. No. Bang. Move. And it'll just do that. And you'll see it. It's really good fun. There we go. There it is. So I've always thought the subconscious just accepts info, whether good or bad, and does not process the info like the conscious. Maybe it's working with the conscious mind during the ideo-motor responses. That's only if you believe in the subconscious, unconscious, monkey brain or the conscious brain. Because don't forget, they're only models, right? They're only models. Nobody's proved it yet. Nobody's proved that they actually exist. They're just models to make us understand. So if that I hope that answers in some way. I think it's just, I think it's subconscious in that model. I think it's that inner part, that inner powerful part, whatever you want to call it. But we've got that. Got any more questions, folks? Another ideo-motor response as well. And I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know. I didn't really set this up for this. Is doing the old ideo-motor response this way. We went through this the other day, folks. You can use this if you like. It's a bit of a kinesiology thing, but I tend to get people just to fold their arms over or put them down by their side so they're weightless. It doesn't really matter, to be quite honest. But I just tend to get them to look straight and find that center of gravity and just literally just wobble backwards and forwards and just get that center of gravity. Then ask yourself, give me an answer for yes. Move. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it happen. You'll feel it happen. And if you guys try it while I'm on air now, stand up and have a crack at it now. That's such a great way of doing it. It's literally just standing there like that. Let me just show you if I can get the best angle for you. Like that. And then literally just put my hand down by my sides, wobble backwards and forwards, find that center of gravity, hold it there, and then literally just go think or just say, move any direction for yes, do it now. Good. Now give me any direction for the answer no, do it now. There you go. So I've got a yes and a no straight away. They're brilliant. It's a brilliant way of interacting with your client because they're seeing it. It's a belief thing while they're there in front of you. They're there and they're feeling and they're experiencing it. And this is one of the things that I always talk about in a hypnosis session. I don't treat mine as a therapy session. I treat it as an experience. I want people to have an experience when they're with me. That's one of the key things. I want them to have an experience. And that's really, really important. If you're stood there and you get them to do something as simple as this and just go like that, which is part of kinesiology and all of that, body talk, absolutely, Brenda. It goes back donkey's years, right? You can just sit there and just go, get that pendulum. It's really, really important. Calibrate yourself. Get that there. Yes or no? Yes. Give me an answer for no. No. And then calibrate from then. It's really important that you do the calibration thereafter to see how this is going to go and how awkward it's going to be. So is my name, nearly went over then. Is my name Karl Smith? Yes. Am I under 50? That'll upset some of you. And then literally, am I over 50? There you go, see? Like that. You can do things like that. I am over-egging it, by the way, on the video just to show you. But on the same token, I did actually feel it, to be quite honest, but I was just flipping backwards just so the camera could pick it up. But if you do that, you know, you can do that. And Eddie's just brought up that, and that's one thing that I do, and I do in all of my sessions as well, is if you ask, are you ready to change? And you get a yes, how powerful is that for the client when they experience? Absolutely. Are you ready to make these changes today? Yes. Are you ready to do this now? Yes. Do you want to change the past and start a brand new future? Yes. That 3 yes set plus followed by you do this. Yes. No. They go, oh my God, I just felt that. Yeah. All you did was wobble, but now it's amplified. No, I'm not 49.75. I'm still far off of that. I'm still way off of that. If you check out my Facebook page, I was actually born in 1994. All right. So if that helps. All right. But yes, getting that. By the way, if it's on Facebook, it's true. Right. Remember, all these doctors that have come out of the woodwork, they're all right. Yeah. So my Facebook profile's right as well. So just to put it was a heavy paper around my son. But yeah, just simple things like that. And the other thing as well, and it's not technically an ideo-motor, but those people that were on the other day when we did that haptic testing, the haptic testing side of things as well, that's a great way to convince people during a session as well, and use a part of the body to get that. Now, there are different ways. I mean, Janet Thompson, we were talking about talking about TFT and other testing sequences and stuff like that, but I haven't got enough time to do that tonight. But the point is that you could use the ideo-motor response. And for those who didn't see that the other day, literally just put your 2 fingers together like so. It's haptics. At the end of the day, all we're going to do is just do that. Move your fingers backwards and forwards like so. Move them backwards and forwards, just go like that. Then just sit there and just ask yourself a question. Is my name Karl? Don't you say that. But is my name Karl? Am I under 50? Do I like drinking bleach? And then notice what happens to your fingers all of a sudden. Do I like drinking clean, crisp water? And if you're getting results, by the way, either by doing the stand-up ideo-motor type thing, or you're using that, just tell us in the comments. Tell us in the comments and let us know. Because at the end of the day, these are just useful things for you in what I class as part of the theatrics of your hypnosis session, because that's what it is. It's all theatrics. It's about belief systems. It's about, there's nothing worse than seeing some hypnotherapists going, yes, that's it. And as you just allow the unicorn to piss in the corner and all that lot, and they're going, well, I don't get anything. I'm not seeing the unicorn and I'm not feeling anything coming up. There's nothing worse than that. There's nothing worse than that. I love people to have an experience while they're with me. Now, rightly or wrongly, I couldn't care less. But if they go away and go, something really did happen, well, that's part and parcel of what we're doing. Giving them belief that something fundamentally has just changed or something fundamentally just happened. That's all we're doing. So if you bring this type of stuff into it, then it's there. Another thing with ideo-motor responses as well, by the way, is I've actually done them eyes open. Just sat there and just gone, and I get them to stare at me and then just done it with their eyes open and just done it like that. Little things like that. And they can see it and they're like going, oh my God, I'm not even doing that. And you go, no, I know you're not. Like that. And that's it. And doing that. And they're like, their eyes are open and they're watching it. If you are in a practice group, or especially those people that are in our Facebook group, the next time we do the lottery, next time we do the meet up and I'll sort one out this week, is the next time we do it, the lottery, is that try this with people. Have a go at this with people, yeah? Can a lack of response being considered a no? So you only give them the yes option. No, if it's not working for that person, it's just not working, or it's just not their day. You can try every which way. You can go about it whichever way you want, but if they're not playing, they're not playing. It's as simple as. Can we ask questions ourselves about a client? Yeah, you can, yeah. Is this person going to be a pain in the ass? Can we agree hypnosis is changing a doing into a happening? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's micro movements, so you have to pay attention. That's why I teach inverting the hands like that, because then you get those minuscule movements that you can pick up on as well. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know what went wrong. I know that since I've had to shut something down in the background, I was going to use the other cameras to do something, but I've shut it all down because since StreamYard did the update the other day, something's gone tragically wrong. Anyway, nothing I'm going to do about that. I just saw a question. Don't forget, guys, bang the questions in. There is no good or bad. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, that's the thing. You know, just it's about causing that belief system. So if we do this, if we do that and get them to lean there like that and just lean forward and then they lean backwards or they go sideways, they go left or right, it doesn't really matter. You know, and never ever look for if they went left, they're going to go right next, because I can guarantee you'll probably get a yes and then a no. That's the way the cookie crumbles. You just take it on the chin and you just take it, and that's what you do. But idiom, you know, using you know the idiomatic responses in parts therapy as well is a good way of using it as well. But I mean, I just sit there and just tend to chase it around, and I think it's so much fun playing around with this, you know, and working with a client and getting a response from them and getting them to watch it. Do you ever use the voice? I can't say I have, but I do get people to talk during a session. I get people talking all the time during my session. I'm like that. Put them in, calibrate, talk to them, put them back in, calibrate, and see what happens. And it is quite possible that that you can get like subliminals just mentioned then, is that you do, and I mentioned it a minute ago about changes in voices and patterns and stuff like that. You will get that. I've seen Bob do it with like people going blah 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 blah, blah or really deep voices like that. So yeah, you can do. Within energy medicine, the sway technique shows if the energy is crossing, it should be on the body. Yeah, I mean that's in an energy world, but I think it was developed way before that. I think energy may well have, you know, I'm not here to sit here and say that, but within energy medicine, yeah, it would do. Within idiomotor responses, and I think from what I can gather, quite a couple of 100 years worth of it is that's where it comes from there. It's a belief pattern, Julie, to be quite honest, where it's whatever you want to teach your client and whatever you want to bring it up. If you want it to be energy, you can have energy. If you want it to be just a simple idiomotor response or haptic test, it can be whatever you want, genuinely. Good. Any more questions? Guys, don't forget this is a membership site. If you want to join, just go out of this page now, reopen up YouTube, and then go back to the UK Hypnosis Academy and click on join. Use $5, $9, or $90. And like some of the people, don't forget Stevie and a couple of others that are aficionados that to do your mentoring sessions, because I've had 2 today already, and I've got to do Jules tomorrow. It's great to see good mentalists use altruism, expert level of use. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I watched a guy called Paul Draper in Vegas do that. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, is about if you get it right and then it comes in. But the thing is, the beautiful thing about it when you're doing it with a client, there was what was the technique? I don't know if Charlene's watching at the moment. What was the technique called? I saw balance procedure. The balance procedure. Her name has just escaped me. It's called the balance procedure. And what you do is you go through, for you spiritual energy type people, those people who love all this, is that the balance procedure is that you go through, you pick a card about how you feel at that, or you think you feel at that moment in time. You put the card on your chest, you put your hand over the top, you then sit there and just feel about it. Well, you calibrate first and then put that on there, and is it right, is it wrong, and all that type of stuff. Then you can do certain things as well where you just pick cards up. And is this good for me? Is this good for me? Yes or no? No. What is it? Oh, cocaine. And then like that. And then you can pick another one. Is gin good for me? Yes. You know, simple things like that. It's not. that, but there's certain things there. There's certain affirmations and stuff like that. And before anyone goes off and says I said that, I was joking then. But on the same token, there are lots of affirmation things. It's called the balance procedure, and I don't know if Charlene's listening at the moment, but she's a trainer, or was a trainer in it. Yeah, it's great for using with kids. But don't forget, when we're working with kids, is that people get really funky about using hypnosis for kids. I never very, and I've said this before, very rarely, even when I say 12 years old, I don't really use hypnosis per se as we would see it. I use other things. I use other things to teach them. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, gin is good for you. In moderation, though, Max. In moderation, dear sir. All right. There you go. Guys, got any more questions? But yeah, I really want you to start embarking on this journey. And if you do a video or you make a video, I want you to send it to us or put it on your YouTube channel, and just let us know. And go about it that way, because it is good fun. And it does get the client involved, and it does get their belief system fired off. And it's a brilliant way of doing it, Sit there doing this, stand up idiomotor response or energy, whatever you like, do that. A little bit of haptic testing. When you're in a session, invert the hands or keep the hands like that. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But that way there, I've always found that I get a much more cleaner I get those little diddy movements that I'm looking for as well, that you sometimes won't get if they're trying to lift their fingers up. The other thing as well is that what I want you to do is try it with do it with another body part. Don't try, do it with another body part, as in sit there like that and then go move your head to give me an answer for yes, do it no, like that. Give me an answer for no, do it no, like that. And then just do that. Yeah. So that you've got those things to utilize as well, using the lower legs. We've done that before on sessions, where we've just done it in a session and just tapped the knees and gone, just give us an idiomotor. So like I said, when I'm teaching, I will show you things that comes away from classical hypnosis. That's what I'm teaching you tonight. Just come away from the classical side of things. I just saw a question just then. I'll go find that in a minute. What's the best one to use on Zoom? Normally on Zoom, I get the client to sit back as far as they can and then do this way. And the other thing about it as well is that if I'm doing that, I've got that on there, is that they're doing this. I find it easier to see it moving that way than doing that way. Yeah, just one of those things. Yes, it is. No, I'm off the booze this week. I did see a question. Guys, if you've got any more questions, please. But I hope that, Mel, that answers your question. I'm just trying to find a question, so I'm waiting for that to come through. What's the question? Sorry if I went quiet for a moment. I thought I saw something a moment ago. Anyway, I'll see if I can find it. But yeah. Do you ever use the voice? Yeah, done that. Sometimes I use micro movements. Yeah, Bobby uses the mouth within energy. I did see one a minute ago. I really wanted to answer it, but I can't find it now. Have you ever tried demanding a movement or reaction using an authoritative tone? Yes. Yeah, I have. Move any finger or thumb on that hand now. Just tapping it at the same time. Now. Just literally just firing it in that way. I mean, it's all about just rejigging it and reframing it around. But on the same token, yes, I have. Yeah, I've gone more authoritative if I have had responses and then they've faded off. Or I'm not getting anything. But if I don't get anything after a couple of attempts, I just realise it's not it's just not for them. You just have to just go, it's not for them. It's not their modality. Same thing as some people may not visualize very well. Same thing. Yeah. Just that type of thing there. So cool. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. Yeah, Steve, just coming back onto that. Go have a look at Paul Draper, Mentalist. I think he's got some on his YouTube channel. Yes, it is. Ask ourselves the next course of action. You can do. Yeah, there's nothing stopping you doing this. You know, you can do that. You can do that way as well. You can do that way. You can ask your next. You can go through that yourself. If the subconscious responds, are you two tag teaming? Are you two in your front room tag teaming me whilst you're in New Zealand? If the subconscious responds that they are not ready for change, but the conscious says they are ready, how do you proceed? Well, if the subconscious tells me I'm a hypnotist, then there's no point continuing it that way. Consciously, it's an excuse. So if somebody says, yeah, I want to change, but then we get down to the nuts and bolts of it and they don't want to change, then guess what? They ain't ready to change. They're not at threshold yet. Thank you, Carl. Yes, a wee challenge sometimes because often the video is crap or they can't get the camera angle right. Absolutely. But this is all part of the pre-setup. This is part of your pre-setup. So I tend to get people to sit back as far as I can so then I can watch what's going on. And so we've not got this. I've not got them like this, as in like this right in front of the camera. And I've not got them too far away, but I've still got them distance away where I can see things happening. But yeah, you know, that's the type of thing there. It's about your pre-setup. It's the same as sometimes I see clients and they don't even, you know, you call them up and they're like, are you ready? And they're like, yeah. And the sound's not on. No, sorry, not the sound. The video's not working. And there's other stuff going on. It's about that pre-setup. I like to get a full frame. I like to get the top half of their body in shot. That's what I like to do. And don't forget, top tip, make sure it's on a something that's solid and make sure that they know it is there. Yeah, well, the thing is that when I mentioned about this, do you class a head nodding for a yes as an IMR? Because we all ask nod your head if you do. Now, that's why when I said a minute ago about doing it to the left or to the right, indicate a yes by moving your head to the left or right, like that. Now I want an answer for no. Do it now, like that, and do it that way. I've had that done before. I'm just giving you ideas that you can go away and go practice. But you could do yes, and you could do no, and you know, and stuff like that, whatever. It's about having fun. Good. Guys and girls. Yeah, there you go. You can use head nodding as well. It's about coming away and just thinking outside the box, really, on the old classical terms. Nothing boring than that. Nothing's boring like that. That's why I always sit there and do things outside the box, really. I ain't doing anything new, by the way. It's just a case of I've just noticed in my years of experience that people do funky things. So why limit it? Guys, got any more questions? Don't forget, yes and no answers. Don't go for maybes. Use either inverted hands over. Got that? Yes, no. You've got haptics, yes, no. Use any part of the body to do any yes, no, but make sure it's clear and concise. If you get stuck, become an investigator. Start going from left to right, back in and out, and in and out. And if it doesn't work and it doesn't go for you, then guess what? It ain't happening on the day. But if you get lots of no's, you're probably asking the wrong questions. That's something to think of as well. Yeah, that's a great way of doing it. Yeah, get them to put their hands on a pillow so it just raises it up in front of the camera. But that needs a bit of pre-thought on if that takes a bit of pre-thought. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you've got a client, you know you're going to be using Ideo-motor responses because they're very good, or you want to go for a crack of it, just make sure they've got a pillow near hand. You don't want to go scampering off of the camera and then coming back about 10 minutes later and going, is this cushion good enough? Because that does happen. Good. Guys, is there enough information for you to go think about tonight? Anyway, so just while I'm waiting for more questions to come through, this week, you got me again tomorrow. On Wednesday, it's been confirmed, he is going to be here. Paul Gibson is going to be here, and we're going to be talking about dermatology. That's in the book, it's penciled in, spoken to him, done already. We've got that. On Thursday is a friend of mine called Anthony Brindley. And if you like the look of my websites, Anthony's going to be coming on to talk about websites, pros and cons, about freebies over paid ones. He's not coming on here to sell anything. He's not coming on here to do anything like that. He's just going to give you some pointers and some stuff to talk about, like SEO, WooCommerce, plugins, all of that type of stuff. We're going to go through all of that. We're going to do that and talk about websites on Thursday. Friday's Q&A. So, yeah, we're just going to be doing loads of stuff like that. So tomorrow is with me again. Wednesday's with Paul Gibson. Thursday is with Anthony Brindley. And Friday's Q&A. Back to Q&A. All right. So there we go. How well do you think England will do in the Euros and the Lions in semi-finals? But yeah. But then we've got that. Okay, so definitely on Wednesday is Paul Gibson, dermatology. Thursday is Anthony Brindley. Friday Q&A with me. And tomorrow night, I'll figure out tomorrow morning. But I'll do an update in early in the morning. Carl, just want to say big thank you. You helped me sort through years of failure in building a business. Well, mate, you know, at the end of the day, the reason I do this is because there are a lot of people out there, right? And I sit there and rip the piss out of them all day long about people who teach with scripts, right? And I get the excuses. I really do. And, you know, if trainers want to give excuses about, oh, it gives a framework and blah, 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 that's great. But, you know, at least teach them hypnosis. That's my point, right? Is teach hypnosis first, fundamentally, not shit techniques and stuff like that. And stuff like, you know, and waffling on and giving them Sigmund Freud's inside leg measurement, because it's just no use to them. Those type of things are no use. You know, when I see courses and they go, yeah, I've got to write all these essays and I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to, you know, figure out the if Pavlov's dog or cat, sorry, if Pavlov's cat was a dog, you know, just some of the stuff I see people doing. These are things that can be fundamentally done in your own time. My objective is, when people are with me, is the practical element. You can spoon feed people all day long, that type of material, but on the same token, it's the practicalities. And that's what I love giving across now, because that's where there are lots of people out there, lots of shysters out there that take the money and don't give any support after. And it's detrimental to the profession itself. It's highly detrimental, because we've got thousands, and I know thousands of people in England who have done hypnosis courses over 10, 11, 12 months, and they come out of it and go, well, I don't even know if they're hypnotized. And that happens. It really does. And the reason I want to give so much is because I want to give people the opportunity to go, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I don't need your stupid fucking certificate to do that. And I don't need scripts. It's one of the loveliest thing that I ever get is people that have watched this channel and go, do you know what, Carl? I got my script book last night and threw it away because I realized I'd been sold down to Swanee. Simple as. You know, and I don't buy into it. Oh, it gives you I get crib cards. Crib cards, brilliant. Write a crib card out. Give you some ideas in a session where you can go next on your techniques. Brilliant, right? But fucking scripts, Jesus Christ. Should be fucking round up. But yeah, anyway, it's all those things. But yeah. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed tonight. You know, at the end of the day, you could do even video motor responses as a party piece. Yeah, you could do. But yeah, guys, so, you know, thanks very much for coming up tonight. Thanks very much, Sandra. You know, just to do these things here. Don't forget, go out there and practice. Come away, like doing the inverting of the hands. Try that next time. Try another body part. That's even more fun. Do you know what I mean? And then going from there. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys and girls, just go out there and practice. You know what I mean? Go out there and practice. And I just want you to start building your confidence up. That's all I want out of this channel. That's all I want. Just people to just build their confidence up. Oh, thanks, Chris. I'll be watching a dermo. Yeah, Paul was a dermo nurse for, I might be corrected, I think it was 12 years. He was a dermo nurse. And so he's very knowledgeable in that. He loves his research. He's a proper geek. And if he's watching now, he knows what I mean. I used to go to school with him. Obviously, we're both only in our early 20s. So, but yeah. So, yeah, Paul Wednesday, and then Thursday is with Anthony. And he's going to be sitting here talking about it. It's going to be more of a me drawing information out of him because he's not used to these type of things. But he's been a good sport to me. And at the end of the day, if it helps you understand more, then you've got somebody who's a specialist. Because getting a good web developer is mighty fucking hard. That's all I'm going to say. Then we go from there. Anita, waiting to get rid of my eczema. Well, there you go. There could be something happening. Maybe you can come on one night and we'll do that. Good. So, guys, don't forget, if you're in the green boxes, if you want to participate in a session one night with me live on here, please give me a shout and we can sort it out. All right. Don't forget, guys, like Peter's just said, thanks very much. Hit the like button. And if you like it, my name's Karl Smith. If you didn't like it, my name's Darren Brown. All right. Simple as. I'm probably going to get law cases out of this, aren't I, really? And to the person who likes putting the thumbs down prior to I've even started videoing, I hope you have a lovely evening. I really do, knowing that we're having fun. Anyway, so cool. Remember, hit the like button. Guys, I'm going to love you and leave you because we're just sitting here. And don't forget, if you're in the green, if you're in that, don't forget, guys, those people who are in the green, I will be triggering a hypnosis lottery again this week. And that hypnosis lottery is where I will marry you up with somebody around the globe where you can practice with them and be there. Okay, so all of that off for brekkie. I'm on a 24-hour fast, not had anything all day, and it is 8:30 here. So, guys, thanks very much for tonight. Sorry about the video at the very beginning, but I am sorting out the glitch with Wassy, with the StreamYard kit. Thanks very much. And what I will do is I will see you at 7:30 sharp tomorrow. And if anyone wants to have a session with me who's in the green, live on here, please send me an email. And then we'll go from there. Guys, it's been a pleasure as ever. I feel like I've been away for a few days, as in, you know, it's been off for ages. It's only been 3 days that we haven't done one. And I felt quite disconnected at the very beginning. It's like, bloody hell, it feels like you haven't done it for ages. The importance of just continuing and just doing it all the time. Thanks, guys. Thanks very much. Don't forget, guys, as ever, hypno fasting is nothing new. No. Hypnosis fasting, hypnotic fasting, all that type of stuff. It's fasting is just normal. Hypnosis is just normal. All right. It's all you got to do. Just worry about that. Just do fasting as per recommendations with your doctor, and I do 18/6. I've done a 24-hour today, and I've been doing that for ages. All right. Just that some people like thinking that it's a new fad. It's not. All right, guys. As ever, go out there, practice. And when you finish practicing, practice some more. See you tomorrow, guys, 7:30. And I'll put the links up tomorrow to see what we're talking about. All the best, my friends. You be safe. Go out there and go enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.